Some people look wealthy because they are loud with money. Other people are actually building wealth, and you almost miss it because nothing about them is trying to prove a point. They may drive an older car. Their house may look normal. Their clothes may not announce anything. But if you watch the decisions behind the scenes, the pattern is different. This video is not about judging people by tiny habits. It is about recognizing the quiet behaviors that usually show up before the numbers become obvious. Here are 12 signs someone is building real wealth, even if they do not look rich from the outside. Sign number 1. They have fewer financial emergencies than their income would suggest. The first quiet sign is not a giant investment account. It is boring stability. When the car needs tires, they are annoyed but not destroyed. When a medical bill arrives, it becomes a task, not a crisis. When work has a rough month, their whole life does not immediately wobble. That usually means they have built a margin between their life and their paycheck. The emergency fund is not glamorous, but it changes the emotional temperature of every problem. Poor money systems turn every surprise into a fire. Wealth-building systems turn many surprises into errands. Sign number 2. Their upgrades arrive late. People who are building real wealth often upgrade after the pressure to upgrade has already passed. They keep a phone a little longer. They drive the car after it stops feeling impressive. They buy furniture when the old furniture is truly done, not when a new version appears in an ad. That delay is not always about being cheap. It is about letting money keep working before it gets turned into another object. Quiet wealth often looks like being a little late to the lifestyle party. Sign number 3. They talk about payments less than price. A person can afford a monthly payment and still be getting weaker. Wealth builders know that the payment is only the costume the price wears. So they ask different questions. What is the total cost? How long will this obligation follow me? What else does this payment block? If income drops, does this still make sense? The moment someone starts thinking in total obligations instead of monthly permission, their financial decisions become much harder to manipulate. Sign number 4. They can say no without giving a dramatic explanation. Quiet wealth creates one of the most underrated forms of power: a calm no. No to a trip that does not fit. No to a bigger house that would make every month tight. No to a promotion that buys status but destroys the rest of life. No to a purchase that would impress people for a week and bother them for years. This kind of no does not sound angry. It sounds settled. The money behind it gives the person room to choose without performing. Sign number 5. Their routines are stronger than their mood. Most people are good with money when they feel motivated. Wealth builders try to make the good decision happen even when motivation disappears. Savings move automatically. Bills are predictable. Investments are boring. The budget may not be perfect, but the important pieces do not depend on a perfect Sunday planning session. That is a major difference. A habit that runs on mood will stop as soon as life gets busy. A system that runs quietly can keep building in the background. Sign number 6. They are careful with recurring costs. One big mistake hurts, but recurring costs quietly change the shape of a life. Subscriptions, car payments, storage units, insurance upgrades, memberships, delivery fees, small financing plans. Each one can look harmless by itself. People building real wealth are not obsessed with every tiny purchase. They are suspicious of tiny purchases that become permanent rent on their future income. They know that a recurring charge is not just money. It is a small claim on every paycheck after this one. Sign number 7. Their social life does not require constant spending. This is a big one. Some people need a purchase to feel included. Dinner, drinks, trips, tickets, clothes, gifts, the newest place, the expensive weekend. There is nothing wrong with spending on people you love. The problem starts when belonging always has a receipt. Wealth builders often create cheaper forms of connection. They host simple dinners. They meet for walks. They help friends move. They choose people who do not make every friendship a financial test. When your relationships do not constantly tax your wallet, it becomes easier to build money without becoming isolated. Sign number 8. They buy freedom before they buy status. This may be the core sign. Status buys applause from people who may not be paying attention tomorrow. Freedom buys choices that are still useful when nobody is watching. So the quiet wealth builder may pay down a loan before buying a nicer badge. They may build a 6-month cushion before upgrading the kitchen. They may invest before replacing something that still works. From the outside, it can look unimpressive. From the inside, it feels like breathing room. Sign number 9. They know what number would actually change their life. Many people chase vague more. More income, more house, more investments, more symbols. But wealth builders eventually become specific. They know the emergency cushion number. They know the monthly expense number. They know what a job loss buffer would cost. They know what debt freedom would free up. They know roughly what enough might mean for their own life. Specific numbers make money calmer. Vague desire can never be satisfied because it always moves the finish line. Sign number 10. They recover from mistakes faster. Building wealth does not mean never making a dumb purchase. It means the mistake is smaller, shorter, and less repeated. They notice the subscription. They cancel the unused plan. They sell the expensive thing that was not worth it. They admit the car is too much. They change the system before the mistake becomes an identity. That matters because long-term wealth is not built by perfect people. It is built by people whose bad decisions do not stay in charge forever. Sign number 11. They do not need every dollar to feel important. At the fragile stage, every dollar has a loud job. Rent, debt, food, gas, bills, old emergencies. But as real wealth begins to form, some dollars become quiet workers. They are not for this weekend. They are not for proving something. They sit in a boring account or a retirement plan or a simple investment, doing work that will not be visible today. When someone can leave money alone without feeling deprived, that is often a sign the money system is changing. Sign number 12. They are becoming harder to rush. Sales pressure works best on people who need an answer right now. Financial pressure works best on people with no buffer. Social pressure works best on people who are afraid of being seen as behind. But wealth builders gradually become slower in the best way. They can wait. They can compare. They can sleep on it. They can pass. They can let a deal expire because missing a deal is not the same as missing a life. That is quiet wealth. Not a luxury car in the driveway. Not a perfect portfolio screenshot. Just a person whose life is becoming less controlled by urgency. So if you want to know whether someone is building real wealth, do not only look for expensive signs. Look for calm. Look for fewer emergencies, delayed upgrades, total cost thinking, peaceful no, automatic routines, careful recurring costs, relationships that do not constantly require spending, freedom before status, specific numbers, quick recovery from mistakes, money that can be left alone, and the ability to slow down before a decision. None of these signs are loud. That is the point. The strongest financial progress often looks boring while it is happening. And if you recognize even one or two of these signs in your own life, that is not small. It means your money is starting to protect you instead of only passing through you. Keep building the quiet parts. They are usually the parts that change everything.